Turkey on Rye. Great opening. Then the montage of the sandwich making. Oh, it was beautiful and left me starving for a sandwich on rye. Um, Beautifully shot. And yeah, I want a sandwich now. But I love the documentary style with the talking head interviews where you have all these roommates discussing one another in this effort to find who ate the sandwich, who took the sandwich. A lot of comedic devices being used throughout. Not only was it just beautifully shot, but you had a lot of the breaking of the fourth wall, talking to the producers or the cameraman, who's behind the camera the whole time. You had like flashbacks when we're describing a certain character, we're seeing flashes to them in the room, doing the weird stuff. Also the comedic relief, physical comedy of him shooting the basketball and interacting with the guy behind the camera. And then the conclusion is a definite twist, and it's the cameraman all along, and I like that we never see the cameraman. It's definitely an ode to certain shows like the what's that show where Tim Allen, was that his name, and he had the neighbor who was always halfway under the fence and you never saw his full face, and just that it just that character that is ever present, but like we never see them. And I loved at the end where we only saw his feet come in with the sandwich. And we get the satisfaction of seeing someone eat this sandwich. Yeah, this was such a clever piece. It's so well done. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
All right, I just finished watching Turkey on Rye, which I ended up enjoying. I thought it was really funny. It had a good sense of self awareness that I thought carried the piece well. There was a really natural dynamic between the lead characters, and I just thought that the backdrop of college, I thought it was very realistic. I thought the apartment looked very college. I just thought that the dynamic about the sandwich, their behaviors, sort of the personality clashes were very sort of typical and classic for this environment. And the narrative had a really good sense of sort of self awareness about that dynamic, which allowed them to mine humor from all the moments of sort of the tone deafness between the characters and how they saw themselves and how they saw each other. I thought a lot of the bits based mainly obviously around the documentary style conceit ended up really working because it sort of contributed to the naturalistic feel of the piece, and it ended up having the humor feel more impactful because the characters felt much more relatable, and I just thought that the backdrops of the complaints and just the type of acting performances and reflecting of those complaints really ended up working well and creating a lot of humor that I thought had a broad appeal based on how sort of relatable the central comedic points were. So I thought it was well done, consistently funny, which I think is obviously is important. And I thought they used the documentary conceit in a way that worked well. So I thought it was a good piece overall.
Turkey on Rye. Short, sweet, and simple concept, and I loved every second of it. Uh, I like that it plants the seed. So if you notice what he says, you immediately you catch on to what's about to happen, and it makes it feel really good when you get that ending and you're like, I knew it, because what the moment he was like, by the way, he personally thinks the cameraman, like, you're the only person here I trust. You're the only person here who's gonna help me catch that traitor. You're like, so he's the one who took the sandwich. Now here's where it got me. I thought he ate the sandwich, not the fact that he kept the sandwich the entire time. So technically speaking, at the end of it, he was right. They did eat his sandwich. They just hadn't done it yet. um, but yeah, no, that was hilarious. I absolutely loved it.
This is a short that is Seinfeld meets The Office, a show about nothing, a mockumentary. This is a short about a sandwich. Our lead goes through phases of becoming hyper focused on tasks or things. At the moment, it's sandwiches. Someone took his sandwich and he's willing to get to the bottom of who ate it. A film crew, including one of his roommates, follows him and the other two roommates. We get a good sense of character building in these bits, good social story moments for us to get to know the members of this household. The stoner streamer bit was really funny and a realistic representation of this quirky world. This ensemble works very well together. I enjoy how it all comes together in the end, knowing that the sandwich was actually taken by the filmmaker roommate himself. Um, and the one guy that Winston trusted didn't take his sandwich. They built this world up rather nicely. This project could easily be expanded into an episodic.
Turkey on Rye is a fun mockumentary. I love mockumentaries. I think it's a fun parody format, and I think after I can't remember the Netflix one where it was about the kid who drew penises everywhere. I think that like created a real resurgence of like pretty well done mockumentaries in a way, like in a true crime whodunit, which is really fun to watch. And it was really fun to watch with the story of who took this sandwich. Yeah, I think it was written really well. I think the pacing was there. You definitely have the style down to a T, and it made this story really fun to watch. Really satisfied ending of finding out who took the turkey sandwich. Just really, really well done.
I knew Justin took it. I love the stop mockumentary. Mockumentaries are a form of that aren't used very well, but this one was one that was very well done. It was funny. It kept your interest. Guy freaking out over a sandwich reminds me of Joey from Friends. It's his, except this guy goes through weird phases, as in maybe he's a little OCD, but it was really funny to watch. I enjoyed it. Every character is amusing in and of themselves. They're fully developed, which is something that I don't see very often in short films. This is something that should be done. They have a very good comedic timing. Their knack is clearly going to be mockumentaries or comedy in general. So it was really funny, and I was really glad and hoping that they would show who actually took this guy's sandwich.
This was a really fun piece. Just a lot of good laughs in here. I like the whole mockumentary formula to it. I thought it worked really well for this piece. Just speaking to his friends and being able to learn a bit about him through them, the fourth wall breaking, just a lot of good one liners in there. Great setups, great deliveries. Yeah, really strongly written piece, great performances, just good direction and editing too. Just obviously really crucial for a comedy like this, and it is just brimming with laughs. Honestly, really enjoyed this one.